Hello, Voices from the Bench community. John Wilson here, and I wanted to share some news about the evolution of the Programill lineup. Most importantly, Ivoclar's new Programill 7. What stands out right away is the reduced air consumption this mill requires, but what you'll notice first is that impressive new touchscreen. For us, the biggest advantage has been increased spindle power. You know, my laboratory's known for these larger cases with complex geometries, and I can tell you that extra power really makes a difference. Next time you see your Ivoclar representative, be sure to ask about the Programill 7 and tell them John Wilson sent you. Thank you.
All right, Barb, we've officially made it to Mallorca for exocad Insights.
Yes, I know. Somehow, we're going to power through it, Elvis.
I know, it's tough. But as promised, I finally tracked him down.
Felix,
how are you?
I'm great. Hey, guys, I'm really happy to finally connect.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you're here as an exocad dealer. What is your take on the meeting so far?
Honestly, it's been great. Great turnout, a lot of familiar faces. Always nice to see what exocad is working on.
Yeah,
and
no doubt.
We're very excited to bring this new features to our customers.
Is there something that stood out to you?
Well, one for sure is the exocad hub. It's a new cloud-based service, and also really excited to see that the AI services are now on the DentalDB.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
We're still digging into the details, but as you can tell, there's a lot of things that are still need to be worked on. We'll definitely use it in our milling center when it's ready.
Nice. That's really great. It sounds like a common rollout strategy for Imagine. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, for sure. Any of these new products that come out, especially from exocad, we like to use them in our own production facility before we release them. Then for our support team, it's much easier to support our customers. And for ourselves to use those features as well, it's very beneficial to them.
You know, that totally makes sense. So for you, what's the real value of being here? Other than the beach being across the street.
Other than being in Mallorca, of course.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's great to see everyone in person, especially our partners.
Yeah.
You know, we don't really usually get to have conversations with them, so it's good to see them without, the email or video calls.
Oh, for sure.
So Elvis and I totally agree. We do love face-to-face. Love these meetings.
Yeah, for sure. It's good to take a step back for a minute, see what's going on, and not just do the day-to-day stuff that you do at work.
Yeah, plus it's not too bad of a place to do it in.
Yeah, not bad at all.
All right, let's get back to it.
All right, man. It's good to see you, Felix. I'm really looking forward to getting you on our full episode interview here.
1
in the next
hour,
coming
1
weeks.
hour.
Yep. Appreciate it, guys. I'm looking forward to it as well.
Thank you. Enjoy Mallorca.
Welcome to Voices from the Bench, a dental laboratory podcast. Send us an email at info@voicesfromthebench.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Greetings and welcome to episode 424 of Voices from the Bench. My name is Elvis.
And my name's Barbara, and I wish I had a Spanish way of saying that, but I don't.
I was there for 2 weeks and learned no Spanish, so...
Really? I bet you ate good.
Oh, I ate so good. So this is our first time back talking on an episode after Insights 2026 in Mallorca, Spain. What an amazing event.
You know, when you say amazing, it doesn't even do it justice. The people, the event, the arena, the country, the food, it was just ridiculous.
Everything.
I am just so grateful. And you and I had some bad interviews. It was so much fun.
We talked to a ton of people. We actually got to talk to a few past guests, which was cool. And we got to meet a whole bunch of new guests. So all sorts of great episodes from the exocad Insights 2026 is coming up.
I will have to say the highlight was when you met the gentleman that brought your computer back to us. That was the happiest occasion and so sincere. Can you please remind me of his name?
Jamie Marano.
Hi, Jamie. I hope you're listening. You're the bomb diggity. Thank you for coming by and giving us a hug. That was so cool.
That was amazing to see him. My biggest regret is, we saw each other and then we're like, hey, I'll see you around this weekend. And then I never did.
I know. That's because there were so many people. The event was sold out plus some. Like, you didn't really run into a whole lot of people twice.
They said that people actually bought plane tickets, got hotel rooms, and couldn't get in because it was so packed.
And I'll say it truly was. Like, there was people from every country almost. Just amazing. So
yeah. Way to go, exocad.
Yep.
Fantastic job yet again to the people that know how to do a party right.
Right on.
But this week, we're actually starting the conversations that we got at the show, before this one in Spain, the DLAT, or the Dental Laboratory Association of Texas. Now, Barb, I know we mentioned this before about how impressed we are with this local board-run show.
Impressed. Doesn't even do it justice.
Let's say it again. They did an amazing job.
Yep.
And the times I do talk to vendors, I tell them, man, this is one of the most crowded exhibit halls I've seen in a long time.
No doubt. Easily.
And that says a lot, because these vendors are what makes these shows possible. And if people don't go to the exhibit hall, they stop going.
And we need the vendors.
We do.
Yeah.
Again, amazing show. But you know what? Let's get to some of these amazing people we got to talk to in this Lone Star State.
Okay.
So first up is an ex-ortho technician that wants to take social media to the next level, Jason Dyas. But Jason isn't doing it alone. Clyde is coming with him.
Nice.
So who's Clyde? Well, he's the Ortho Outlaw. Jason comes on to talk about his journey that started in California and with a few different labs, eventually brought him to Tennessee. And with his new vision with Ortho Outlaw, he plans to share knowledge and product reviews to the ortho world.
I gotta tell you, he's got the best marketing dude ever. I brought one of his shirts back to a couple of my techs at work, and they wore them and loved them. So just a little plug there. Then we are visited by a great technician celebrating his 45th year. 45th year, I'll say it twice, as a CDT, Jim Collis. Jim is always a treat when he stops by to talk about what he's working on. And let's just say it's some cool printing stuff, stories from his early days of his career, and a TV show with the Fonz and Captain Kirk. I know you love that Elvis, right? That's your deal. So you never know what Jim's up to. So join us as we chat with Jason Dyas and Jim Collis.
Voices from the bench. The interview.
Happy to be at the DLAT 2026.
Yep.
Ortho Outlaw.
Ortho
Outlaw.
I gotta say, you got an amazing marketing because I love that picture on the back.
Thank you so much.
Every time I see you walk by, I'm like, damn, that's badass.
Thank you so
You gotta
much.
put a picture of that somewhere on
We'll get it
Instagram.
out there.
Yeah.
We'll get it
really
out there.
cool.
What's
Yeah.
your name? Clyde, right?
Well, the Ortho Outlaw's Clyde.
Oh.
So I just ride with Clyde. That's going to
I
be
see what
his
you're saying.
social media.
How did
ride
you come up
Clyde.
with Clyde?
I don't know. It just came to me one day. I was putting it together. I have them in the Western theme where you put your face through and take a picture.
Right.
And it just I thought about coming out with a female version someday. So every Clyde needs his Bonnie and Clyde. I don't
this
know.
is
It just
true.
kind of came together.
I love it. Remind me, what's your name?
Jason.
Jason.
Jason Dyas out of Northern California.
Dyas?
Dyas. Yeah.
Dyas. Jason Dyas. And
Yeah.
you're out of California?
Yeah, not now. I used to be. That's where my
Now
lab.
you're in
All right.
Tennessee?
In
Are you
Tennessee, Knoxville,
All right.
With
Tennessee.
your motorcycle?
Yeah.
Let's start over. How does one even get into this? Give us your story, how you even got
from
into dental.
way back.
Well, you went way back, 1998, maybe,
Yeah.
99. I was dating a girl. I had a city job. I was a construction worker, per se, a street department. And she was doing Crozats. I don't know if y'all know what that is. Crozats
Yes,
an old
that's
school appliance.
Jay.
Wow.
Jay does them.
Yeah,
We know
they're
Jay.
very rare, yes.
Very rare.
Very rare these days.
I've never met anyone else that did that.
Yeah, she was working for a doctor. She was an assistant, and she'd bring him home and bend him on the table. She's a great wire bender.
Yeah.
And got to talking one day, and she goes, I have to take these back to the doctor's office to solder them and finish them. She's like, if I had my own equipment, I could make more money. And back then we're young and obviously we need money. And I was like, well, what do we need? A torch, this and that. So long story short, we ended up getting the equipment, put it into our garage, started making a little more money doing that. And she's like, he's wanting other appliances, Holly retainers and stuff. I knew nothing.
Yeah,
right? I'm a construction worker.
Yeah.
I knew about asphalt and potholes. So anyway, we put it out in the garage. I picked up on the acrylic side of things. Like I said, she's an amazing wire bender
I was going to ask.
to
So
this
you just
day.
sort of got your hands in it and learned it?
And we started off, we were broke. We started off with all the wrong equipment, literally a Dremel with a cord coming out, and the burrs wouldn't quite fit in there. We'd wrap Scotch tape around them.
Oh, my God.
And if you don't do that just right, those burrs wobble. And it showed in our work, honestly. Looking back, it did. A bench grinder from Walmart. I'd look at the stuff. I'm that guy. I'd look at it, I go, I can get that. I get that at Sears,
Yeah.
And so we did all that. Looking back, it was terrible. But we're in the Central Valley of Northern California, so we had Sacramento above us and the Bay Area to the west of us, and so there's a big market to pull from.
Was there a lot of ortho labs in that area?
Not really. There were some big ones. TP Orthodontics was in my town for a long time. But no, not a bunch. I mean, small, you have one lady, she would do them out of her garage, I think, too, and she had enough accounts. And so there was work. And trust me, our work turned away a few people because we were using the wrong equipment. But we kept going. We didn't give up. She knew it really well. She taught me. I really love the acrylic side of things. So I picked up on that, and we just kept going, and we get some accounts and lose some to quality. Looking back.
Well, what do you have? The Walmart brand.
Yeah, the Dremel, yeah. So, and it started taking off for us. And when we seen what kind of money we could make in it, we said, let's get serious about this.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. We went from one garage to another garage, and then we finally rented a suite in Stockton, California. And it just
so
kept growing for us.
So you went into business together?
Oh, yeah.
Are you still with her?
No,
okay, I was gonna say.
She's still great. The lab's still running. Great girl. Amazing wire bender. I don't think she bends wires much anymore, but that lab's still going, successful, and kept learning along the way. And
did you hire employees, or was it always just you?
So it was her and I. So it was weird how it worked out. I actually got fired from my job.
Yeah,
and
because you were focused on
kind of, yeah. I dumped a bunch of asphalt one day, and they're like, "You can't do that." And, I won't go all into that, but I got fired. And so honestly, it was heaven sent, because that firing is what I was like, look at this.
Gotta do something now.
We got to do something, and she agreed, and so I went full time first, and start getting more accounts. I mean,
were you into sales too? Were you like going into offices and stuff?
Young.
How the hell did you get accounts?
That's what I was just going to tell you. You want to know how?
Yeah.
The fax machine.
What?
We were faxing in like flyers to these guys.
To random
well,
ortho.
So you were. I mean,
this is.
silly.
I mean, you're talking 98, 99.
Yeah.
So there wasn't big on emails and all that. I think we were on AOL dial-up. And it just wasn't a thing. We did do some door-to-door, but the fax machine. I'll never.
What was the name of your lab at the time?
J&J.
Okay.
J&J Ortho Lab.
So wait a minute, you would just find the fax number of an orthodontist and just
send
a flyer.
Yes.
Unprovoked. They
Unprovoked.
didn't ask?
Oh no.
All of a sudden their machine's going off. They're going, ooh, what did I get?
Yeah, and it's me. Hi. Yeah, it worked out. It actually worked out. It was surprising. Like I said, it was so far back. I was too nervous. I didn't know. Doctors just scared the crap out of me back then. I was too nervous to walk in, and she was still working full time, but it worked.
How did you get the work into the lab? Do you have a driver? Or?
Yeah, we go pick it up. A lot of times I'd send her because she knew the field, and then I slowly got comfortable in it, you know. But when you articulator, I'm like, what the hell is articulator? So just little things like that. Once you get in it longer, you start to get more comfortable.
You gotta be around it.
Yeah.
But way back then, so it was all impressions?
Oh,
so
yeah.
you had to pour everything?
Usually they came poured. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but like I said, as we grew, a lot of stuff started coming in by mail, too, because Sacramento is about 45 minutes. Bay Area with traffic's hours. Without traffic, it's only a couple hours. But broken teeth, gluing them back together. I mean, we went through all this stone model age.
Wow. Did you hire people?
Eventually. So she ended up quitting because we had enough work and coming on full time. So it was just her and I for a few years. And then TP Orthodontics was in the same town, and they were great at training people. And so we had a couple. We ended up hiring, let's see, Two more people. Another wire bender, acrylic person. Sometimes shipping and receiving.
Yeah.
It just depends on how busy we were.
So you guys got pretty big pretty quick.
It was steady,
Yeah.
and that's what we wanted. We didn't want to have too much work and not be able to do it and all that good stuff. So it was definitely trial and error, bumps and bruises, learning along the way. And I mean, here I am, almost 27 years later, and so. After that lab, I was thinking about getting out of this field, honestly, and digital.
Why were you thinking?
I don't
of getting
know.
out of
Doing
it?
what?
I don't know.
Going back to construction.
No, trucking. I actually owned a couple big rigs for a while. I have a Class A
that's
license.
cool.
So, I was like, I just went out, I don't know.
Little
I
bit of a
can tell you
change.
there are many days while I'm out and about and I see a truck and I say to myself, man, you
Really?
not have to deal with dentists and
Right.
patients
Right.
and
Just on my own,
just
driving.
cruising the highway.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's got its own problems.
Mine
but-
was a dump truck and a backhoe. Just let me dig in the dirt.
Dump
Yeah.
trucks. Yeah, that's
So-
freaking awesome.
So, and I thought about it, and then digital scanning came out. I was
Okay.
like, oh, wow, this is
Amazing.
really
you were
cool.
intrigued.
Yeah, I was very intrigued, and I was like, "Oh wow, we could get it on the screen now. What's all this?" So, kind of sucked me back in. We got a desktop scanner. Next thing you know, long story short, we ended up opening another lab in Lodi, California. That's Ortho.
Like a satellite? Or
No, I was on my own at that point.
Oh, you left there.
Yeah. I left J&J, and then that came out, and we were going to try to do just scanning for folks. I don't know if you remember study models.
Yes.
Study
Yeah.
models were in
Yeah.
basements and attics and, all over the place, storage sheds full of these things. I'm like, hey, we could get them on a hard drive for you.
So your idea is you go into these offices that have a basement full of models and scan them all?
Mm-hmm.
And then they get rid of them.
Yep, get rid of them because now they're in the cloud or on
How
a.
successful was that?
It was decent. It
Yeah.
wasn't bad. We had a guy drop off, boxes and boxes. Because I think in California they got to keep them 14 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and a couple dentists we know, they have to rent storage sheds. So not anymore. Them days are
That's
gone.
genius.
But yeah, so back then we're like, we're going to stay digital. So it was digital lab.
What was the name?
Digital Ortho Pros.
Okay.
Yeah.
What scanner did you start with?
The 3-shape, I don't remember the model number, but the
Yeah.
basic, the $17,000 one that
Yeah.
was the lowest one they
Yeah.
sold,
Yeah.
So,
But you were just scanning. You
just
weren't
scanning.
designing. You weren't building anything. Just
That's got to be pretty seamless.
It was decent. It was really decent. And so I started to run across some of my old customers and like, why aren't you making appliances? Like, you're really good at it. What are you doing? Why aren't you doing it? And there's plenty of work around there for everybody. And I said, okay. And I ended up with another gal. She was a dental assistant as well. So she knew all the terminology, this and that, and entrepreneur as well. She really is. And so we opened another lab.
Wow.
Orthodontic Lab Pros. So
did you keep both segments?
no, we kind of combined them together,
Okay.
slowly but surely.
Okay.
Kind of combined them together, and here we are today. And again, opening another lab, big beautiful lab. I love building them. Construction guy, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love building them, putting all the systems in place, dust collection, lighting, whatever we need. Plugs. We've moved walls.
Yeah.
We've done flooring. Done the whole thing.
that's a talent in itself.
Yeah, it is.
It's fun. I like that part. And then, I think every lab owner will tell you, as time goes on, you just get a little burnout. It gets monotonous.
Yeah.
It just is what it is, So
So you got to keep that flame going somehow.
you know what's
right?
done it for me is technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what keeps sucking me back in.
Yeah.
I moved to Knoxville, Tennessee. I had two goals. I want to learn how to fish, and I want to learn how to golf. And I thought maybe I wanted to buy some storage units and just not have to deal with doctors and, the staff and deadlines and blah, blah, blah. But here I am. So long story short, we have a great lab. It's going. The wire benders come out. So the AOS wire bender is down in Florida. And so I'm the guy, I like to go put my hands on it before I buy it. But we're like, we only have one wire bender and we could do more. Let's check it out. So I go down to Florida, start talking to those guys. It turned out really good. And I told him, I was like, I'm thinking about leaving the field. I told Constantine, the owner, and he's like, no, you can't. You can't leave the
can't
field.
lose another
we
one.
can't, yeah. And so, again, here I am. And you know what? going to Ortho Outlaw, what got me into that, when I went to buy that machine, that was a $90,000 machine at the time, right? So I'm looking online, I'm looking for videos, I'm looking all over the place. There was none, zero. So if you're going to spend, we didn't end up paying 90 for it, but because they come down, I think to 60-something thousand. But you're going to spend that kind of money, you want to do some research, and there was none. And after Constantine got in my ear, and I just kept thinking about it, I was like, man, here we are again, you know, desktop scanning. Now we got the automated wire benders are amazing. They're amazing.
Fascinating just to watch.
Yeah, just to watch. And so we ended up buying that, set it all up, and Constantine's like, you should come to Germany, join us at IDS and these other shows, Chicago, Lab Days West, blah, blah. So that's what I did last year is when I started. I traveled all over the country, Germany. I did Philly. I did Southern California.
Just going to meetings and meeting people and seeing what was out there?
Yep. And
you
just
had never done that?
No.
Wow.
No. In fact, where did I start? I started at Chicago last year, went to Germany. I got a direct flight from Germany to here, to this show. I came in about a week early, had some time to rest, and I just started meeting people. Some of these people...
That's why we weren't at this show last year, because we were in Germany. And
I came straight to this hotel and slept for about a week.
Yeah. I bet. That meeting's a ball buster.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, you deal with people like Priscilla, JBC Acrylic.
Yeah.
Talked to her on the phone for over 20 years. Never met her.
Yeah.
You know, Cade Tippett, I see his videos, great guy, great channel, and never met him. And I just come through here and started roaming around. And to back up real quick, in Germany, I was thinking, my cousin's an influencer, right? And he's like, you should really put some of his stuff. And the goal was to get some video of at least the wire bending machines and new technology, right? Any kind of new AI, anything that's going on in our field that's exciting and could help people.
Yeah.
For many reasons, and we'll get into that in a minute, but that was the whole goal. I was in Germany talking to some guys, and I go, you know, I have a couple names in mind, you know, and I said, maybe Lab Daddy or Ortho Outlaw. Ortho Outlaw all day. When I got here last year, Ortho Outlaw is like, I think I'm going to run with that. That's kind of my mentality my whole life.
But what was your vision for Ortho Outlaw?
Just to bring some videos and content.
So all social?
All social, no, distributor too. So I do have another company that's a distribution company, Orthodontic Lab Solutions.
Wow.
So that was the goal at the time. And then the more I run with this Ortho Outlaw thing, it just keeps going and going and going. I am a distributor for some great products out on the market. And I'm just like, man, what do I want to do? And I keep coming to these shows. It's like, well, I've had some guys hit me up like Sunstone Laser Welders. We're going to team up at AAO in Florida, and I'm going to be in their booth. So I'm like, maybe brand ambassador, I don't know, distributor.
I like that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's still kind of in the works. Y'all let me know.
Well, the Ortho Outlaw marketing is amazing.
How did this whole image, I mean, we're on a podcast, but it's a skull with some teeth and braces and very...
I got to be very honest. My cousin's an influencer. He has a few million followers.
Influencer of what?
You know, he started with video games.
Yeah.
And I used to give him a hard time. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
And now he's huge, right?
I was like, well, he did SEO, marketing, ROI, so any kind of SEO to bring more business to your plate. I go, keep doing that. What are you doing?
Yeah.
This kid made $250,000 the first year playing video games on the damn internet.
That's awesome.
And I was like, okay, cousin, my bad, my bad.
I'm out.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you proved old man wrong.
Maybe you have a good idea.
Yeah, he's a lot younger than me, and I was like, okay, I'm old and stupid.
Yeah.
This is what it is. So anyway, he helped me, and I want to.
He helped you design it?
The first part, just the head. I did this recently, but
I'm liking the hands.
Yeah. I snuck that in there because I always do that when the start of my videos. I don't know. It's just one of my things. But at first he didn't have braces. I had a kid redo that logo, put a lot more detail in it. He just had a retainer, a Holly retainer at first. And now he's just rolled out at this show. This is his first show.
Do you sell your
I do have merch
and stuff?
Yeah.
I need it.
Yeah, OrthoOutlawMerch.com. And there's a men's and women's line there. It's fairly new, so I did register the name. It's a registered trademark, Ortho Outlaw.
Good call.
And so there'll be more designs rolling out slowly. Again, I have to rely on the younger people. They tell me, don't roll out a bunch of designs right away. So there's some great stuff on there. There's accessories, phone cases, shirts, cups, hats, good stuff like that. So,
and where do where do you post most of your stuff? Is it Instagram or
all of them? Yeah,
all of them?
All at Ortho Outlaw. Yeah, Instagram, Facebook.
So what do you
TikTok.
come up with? How do you get your content? Like, what do you,
Like, so-
obviously the shows,
Yeah.
Take a
but
look
like,
at it.
if you don't have a show, what are you thinking of?
Product reviews.
Okay.
So the goal was to bring it, not just in our lab, but other labs, bring equipment in, unbox it, get it running, see how that goes, come back maybe, get it all set up and running, come back maybe 3 months later, 6 months later, and see how it
they're
did.
doing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I already have some equipment that's been given to me, basically.
So now they're coming to you saying, hey, can
Yeah.
you put this in a lab?
Yeah, one of
'cause
them
that's
was a wire bending machine.
Wow.
It never came through because they ended up in a patent lawsuit. So it still might come through. $70,000 machine. They're like, we'll ship it to you for 6-8 months. Try it out, see how it goes, put it on tape.
Sweet.
So that's the goal moving forward.
Yeah.
You know?
So you're not really at the bench right now.
No. I consider
this
myself
is-
so
you're
when
like moving.
when I moved, like I told you all earlier, when I moved out of California, I moved out of there for obvious reasons for me, and it was time to leave California, right? Born and raised, love it, but it was time to go.
Yeah.
And so when I went to Knoxville, Tennessee, I said, only thing I have in California left is a Harley.
Yeah.
That's it, and it's time to get out of there
Yeah.
and just keep moving on. And
How'd
and
you
keep,
pick Knoxville?
a lot
The
of research in
mountains and
a lot of research in
Yeah.
Tennessee in general.
So
It's
beautiful.
flooded with Californians. Flooded. Those poor
Really?
people. Oh yeah. It's mostly Californians moving in there, and New York and
Because
Chicago.
it's so beautiful.
Yeah, their real estate's went up 60% in 6 years though. Yeah. So I love it out there. I forget what you asked me. I'm sorry to begin with.
I don't know.
He was looking up your merch.
Yeah, I was just
think.
checking out
What do
your
you think?
social media.
What do
I
you
think
think?
it's cool. I mean, it looks like you're everywhere.
Yeah. I get around.
Yeah, doing all sorts of videos, talking to everybody.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And
That
like
looks
you-
like IDS.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, there's some B-roll there. And like you said, you got to have a little more content. So it just started last year at ORG, so it's about a year old. I had a few months off, so that's why there's not more content, but there's more coming.
Sure.
100% more coming. We're on strong. Our trademark went through, and we're good to go now.
Wow.
So
That's pretty sweet.
The lab's still running in California. I'm not there. I consider myself, I guess, a retired lab guy.
Not really.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, okay. Retired lab guy, but
Lab guy.
definitely not retired.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
No doubt.
I'm going to run with this and see how it goes. And honestly, it's fun. I get to meet folks like you
Yeah.
and everybody else here. It's a great community. I think ORG is, it's been great because back in the day when I started, there wasn't one
Nothing.
lab owner that wanted to talk to another lab owner. That you consider that competition. I'm not going to give you up my secrets. Oh, don't even look at who my doctors are.
Yeah.
And this group has come together and it's been great. And I
And
think
it's the only one in the world, they said.
Yeah. And I think it was when 3D printing came out and people were confused. They were absolutely confused. And they put this together and you could ask questions. Hey, what software do you use for this? And what software do you use for that? And that's kind of the point of this whole Ortho Outlaw and the videos too. A lot of us are older like myself. And these kids pick it up really fast.
Yeah.
With the new technology, that wire bending machine, we have a kid running it. I stopped by Specialty Labs too, and went and seen Arlen, and he showed me his first, right?
Yeah.
He has a gamer in there. This kid's click. He could do like a labial bow on a Holly in like 30-something seconds, design it on screen.
Wow.
And so, and that got me thinking too. It's like, us older folks, a lot of people shut their lab down, and that's terrible. They should be able to keep up with technology, bring some, even though we're older, you could still learn it. You really can. If you have the patience to sit down and learn it, it's a little frustrating at first. Some of it, even the AOS software was a little difficult at first, but you'll get it, and then you're adding value to your lab, right? And then maybe you have something to sell. Don't just shut. I see a lot of people shut them down, and they're like, who's gonna take it over with the old school analog ways? I mean, I think everybody's 3D printing now, but if you bring in automated wire benders and anything else that could help you, they're printing night guards now. You add value
So much.
not just to your business, but the younger generation that might buy it from you. Go, hey, I could do this. I could run a computer. So that's how it all came about, and that's kind of where we're at. And we're going to keep pushing forward and try to help other folks out too. Just honestly, it was just because of that video of lack of videos for the wire bending machine.
Yeah.
And when you're investing that much, you really want to do your research. They were the only one in the game at that point, and I'm doing more videos because there's 3 out. They're here this year. I did a video last year, and they've all three come a long way since then, and I'll just keep doing content on that so people have a resource.
So you're showing them how to use these machines?
I've shown them basically the ins and outs of them. So I call it like the battle of the wire bending machines. Just showing them the different price points, the different features. Some take straight wire, some take rolled wire.
And you're doing this unbiased, right? I mean,
I own the AOS, but I always say that on my videos. I own this, but I'm being unbiased.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to be. I mean, I can't.
it's the only way to give a
Yeah.
decent review.
Yeah. And they all have their strong points, and some of them have their weak points. I want to expose that in the right ways. But last year there was a couple that were fairly new, so it was really hard to maneuver that. But they're back this year, man. I'm gonna go do some interviews with them here in a little bit, and they've added to them, and they've answered.
They probably
some questions.
listened to your videos and said, "Damn, man, we got to get better."
Especially the straight wires. The guy over there, he's got 48-inch straight wire now. I said, well, that'll shut some people up on it.
Because I've only seen one in a lab and it had a huge spool behind
That's ours,
it and just like constantly just ran through. I was fascinated by it. I don't know anything about wire bending, but seeing that machine work is just like I could watch it for hours.
Isn't it cool when it actually
so
bends?
Neat.
Yeah, I love taking tape of that and putting it up because it's the coolest. When it came out, I was just fascinated. Was, no way, I have to go to Florida and see that. Well, I stopped by and seen Arlen's first, but it's the younger generation too. I mean, that we all know that that's the future, and the analog stuff is kind of going away.
Yeah.
This is a dying breed, a lost art. There's not. It's really hard to find wire benders on our side, on the ortho side of things.
All labs have that issue in some aspect, but we got to turn the digital into the new art.
That's what it's going to have to be.
Yeah.
I was talking to Arlen too. He's like, the schools that are actually still existent they're closing.
Not many, I know.
They're just not
I
teaching
know, it's
anymore.
so true.
Yeah. So you're going to have to embrace this. You really are. And here I am. I'm going to try to help you embrace it. That's what
Let you know which one to get.
Yeah.
And it keeps you fresh, too, because you're actually still staying in it.
Yeah.
You got to learn how to do it and the ins and the outs.
Correct, at this point. So I gave up on the storage units for now, but I'm still learning how to fish and golf. That's a tough one.
Did you golf at this thing?
I went out there yesterday. And,
we heard it was a blast.
It was a blast. Yeah, I got some good footage out there, but I was a golf cart guy.
Yeah.
Went out there
and a beer.
Yeah, beer and a cigar.
Yeah.
And,
there you go.
My dad was a golfer, and he was more of a golfer and a drinker.
Yeah, so
awesome.
It's great, guys.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, thanks for coming over. And it's cool. I just love the image and what you're doing.
Yeah. And I'm going to add to them. So Ride with Clyde, obviously I have this cardboard cutout life size, and we have the one you put your face in, and I'm going to keep putting him up on the website and stuff with different shows and different people taking pictures, and I could see him maybe getting taken down to the bar area later.
Smart. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's how you blow things up, though.
Yeah, we're going to have
nowadays.
fun. We're going to have fun with Clyde. So we did a little skit coming here. Where's Clyde? Where's Clyde? And I just found him here. He's here waiting for me.
I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah. But thank you guys so much for having me. It's really an honor. It really is. You guys are great. Everything you do. I hope to do it again sometime. And as we evolve, I'll see you at other shows.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're going to see me wearing a shirt.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Okay.
I'm not kidding.
100%. That's great.
Yep.
That's great. That's it supports all the traveling and hotels and things like that.
Yeah, we understand.
Oh yeah, you do.
Same type of gig.
Yeah. And brand ambassador, I have some people like, hey, I want to do this and that. And will you help me push my brand? So that's coming too.
Yeah,
and, like I said, Sunstone laser welders, stuff like that.
Sky's the limit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Let's
hope.
Yep.
We appreciate it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Thank you guys.
See, I added 5 for you.
Thank you.
Hey, guys.
Everyone is super excited to be back at the second day of the DLAT show.
Yes, sir.
What an amazing first day.
Yep.
Was it great?
It was great.
I had a 3-hour hands-on course yesterday.
Oh, wow. That's why we didn't see you.
Yeah. I got here. I started it. I got here at 12:30 to start it.
Jim Collis, by the way.
And,
Yeah, we have to introduce you. Jim Collis,
don't tell anybody
CDT.
I'm here.
Jim Collis, old friend from the podcast.
Yeah.
3-hour hands-on?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
What was it? Give it up.
It was on 3D printing and natural Asian denture bases, and how to transition from analog into 3D printing. And there were, it was a hands-on, so 12 people's a lot. For
yeah, that's a good size.
And we had a full course, and there were a couple of people that were hanging out just watching.
Oh, wow.
Give me some of the key points. Like if I'm new and I'm thinking of going from analog to digital, how do you help somebody?
The first thing that you have to do is figure out what exactly it is you want to do. Just because, and nothing against salesmen, I think, this industry has some. Oh, no wonder I'm stepping on this thing. It's
sorry.
Pulling my head.
No, the worst thing about this,
it's all
the worst thing about this setup is the cords.
There's a lot of great salesmen in this industry, full of knowledge, and they come to you and they say, you got to go. Everybody's going digital. You got to do this. You got to do this. But they don't do the printing themselves. And just because they have a 3D printer, they throw it in your office. They don't do that. They help you, but they put it in your office or your laboratory, and then you're standing there with your hands wide open. Well, what do I do with it? So you have to educate yourself. It just takes time. Going to courses, looking things up online, and whenever I have a question, because I have a lot of questions, I'm not that smart.
You are.
I always go to YouTube before I call anybody. I go to YouTube, and chances are there's 1,000 answers to your question.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that can't stand in front of people, but they can stand behind a camera, and they do an unbelievable job of teaching.
Yeah.
So I go to YouTube. So I would recommend people go to YouTube, and whatever your lab specializes in. If it's removables, go and type in removable 3D printing, designing 3D printing, things like that. And, if you're going to go all full-blown, you're going to spend,
Are you talking about every single product when you say full-blown?
Yes, you're talking about.
Not just specializing in, say, digital dentures.
Even if you're just going to go digital dentures, full-blown, you've got software, which is, 15 to 20 grand. You got your 3D printer if you're going to get a good one. I have 3 different ones in my office at home, which is the great thing now. You don't need a lot of space. I have a Dreve, which I absolutely.
You have what?
A Dreve.
What is that?
Dreve is it's a frozen printer. It's certified by Dreve. They make them in Germany.
Huh.
And
have you heard of them?
I've heard of frozen.
Okay, Dreve is, I want to say, fairly new to the United States, but they've been worldwide.
Yeah.
It's a great company. And I met Dr. Dreve's daughter. She's wonderful, really, really smart. And the printer, it's a frozen printer, but certified by Dreve. Dreve made changes to it, and they manufacture it in Germany. So it's got a heater in it. It has an air filter in it. A lot of them do, but it has a camera inside of it too. So wherever you're at in the lab, or if I was printing something back in Chicago, I can pull up the app and take a look at it.
Do you have a lab in your house? Sorry. Or do you use these in
I have a
R&D sort of?
I guess a lab in my house for R&D.
Okay.
I'm not doing I have like one client I do production work for, and I'm hardly busy with that at all because I don't want to be. But I do use it for case studies, which is really nice.
Sure.
Sorry, let's go.
No, I was asking about this camera inside that printer. Is it like aimed up at the build plate so you can watch it?
It's kind of aimed up at the build plate.
Interesting.
So when it comes up, when it just starts to be at the top of the build plate, you can see it. And then you can watch it all the way up.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. It's a neat idea.
I saw that, and I said, what is that? Is that a camera? And, and they said, yeah, and he pulls it up on his phone as it was printing. And I'm like, that is so cool.
That is neat, yeah.
Not that you're going to use it a lot, but, if you want to check on something, see how it's done. So back to, if you're going to go full-blown, say, removable, you got to buy software. Then you have to learn the software. Then you have to buy a printer. It's going to cost you $8,500 for a really good printer, say the Dreve printer. Then you got to buy a wash station. I don't use alcohol anymore. I'm worried about setting my whole building on fire or setting a lab on fire. So Dreve has a material. Harvest has a really good material for substitute for cleaning.
Yeah.
And there's also another one called Rhino, which is just on the internet.
I did not know that. That's cool.
Yeah.
I would rather use non-alcohol.
Oh, because the non-alcohol things are non-flammable. They're biodegradable, so you can pour it down your sink and rinse it down and not have to worry about it.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Is it more expensive than alcohol? Or about the same? Or
Rhino is not.
No?
Rhino is not. I think Harvest is a little more expensive, and Dreves is probably about the same price.
Okay.
But, you have to weigh it out, and I have not done studies on which one is better yet.
Sure.
So I'm going to have to do that probably in the next couple of months because I have all of them,
Cool.
So then you got your printer and you got your wash station. You don't have to buy a wash. I have the Dreve wash station. It's incredible. If you go to my LinkedIn or my YouTube, you'll see it. It's completely automatic. All you do is put the bill plate on there. It moves over. The one bucket opens up, drops it in there. It comes up. It closes. It drips. Goes to the next one, opens up.
Oh, that's
Nice.
It's so cool to see this
automated.
thing. Yeah. And then it drips. And I always put a cloth under it when it's dripping for the final drip. The other drips into the buckets. So you take the bill plate off, rinse it off, and take the parts off. It's just incredible. I have dropped the tops of wash machines into my vat with my material. I'm clumsy. So I absolutely love that. And I do a fair amount of printing, so for me it works.
Yeah.
So then you got your wash machine. Your wash machine you can buy. You don't have to buy the same brand. I do recommend the Dreve, but the Photo Wash. But you can buy a smaller wash machine that has the dirty and the clean bath. So now you're all in, and it's going to cost you about $20-25 grand. What you can do, there are options. You can just source out your designs. You can use Argon. You can use 3Shape. They will design your crowns, your bridges, your dentures through 3Shape Automate.
Sure.
Which actually is such a huge benefit. I mean, if you don't know how to design or you don't want to add that expense have to learn it, ship it out.
The really cool thing is for doctors now, because I was in Utah working with a doctor, and he has exocad and he wanted to do his designing, but his assistant was having a hard time learning it.
Yeah.
She's really great at it now, better than I am. But
those kids.
Yeah, really. Yeah, she's like 20 years old, and 3 minutes later, she's a whiz at it. And here I am, thumbing, texting.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. So the 3Shape Automate is incredible. So doctors, instead of buying the software, they can buy order forms.
Okay.
For $300, they get 1,200 order forms. Now, if you have, 8 crowns on one order form, it's only one order form.
Interesting, yeah.
So that's how they pay for the designs? By order forms?
No.
Explain that.
Okay, instead of buying the software for the design, you buy an order form. So you don't have to have the
design aspect
the software.
Of it. Basically, you set it up knowing you're not going to actually do the design, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah. You tell it what you want it to do because you have to figure that out. Just because it's AI doesn't know what you want it to do. So you set up your order form, and then you send it to 3Shape Automate. And then Automate will send you back, like I did a 3-unit bridge. It sends back the design. Now, I have a PowerPoint that has it 4 times faster than it is, so it's like lickety-split, right? It was a 3-unit bridge. It came back in 3 minutes and 45 seconds.
That's pretty remarkable. Was it right?
It was right. I was amazed. So with that order form now, with 3Shape Automate, you're able to go in and tweak it and make changes with it at no extra cost.
Oh.
And then at the bottom, the very bottom in the bottom right, it says, if you like it, press here. It does not charge you until you press the button. It tells you exactly what you're going to pay for that crown. So those 3 units, because we got them back in 3.5 minutes, you can have, I think it's like within minutes, within like a couple hours, or the next day.
Oh, you can choose your time frame,
yes.
And that's based on how much?
Yes, so if you're really, really cheap, you can get it back for like
hours.
$3 or 24 hours. But, you might be over the weekend and you don't care. You don't want to come in on Saturday. You just send it overnight. So that 3-unit bridge was $8.04. So you press, you OK, and there's your STL file. You can mess with it and then press OK, or you can mess with it and say, nah, I'm going home, and just hit cancel. And
that's cool that they allow you to tweak it when you don't actually have the software.
Absolutely, and that's a huge thing. So,
huge.
I use that all the time, and they're denture designing. Yes, that's usually like overnight. And
that's a whole lot.
And more expensive,
and
too.
A lot more. Yeah.
It's like $30, isn't it? Or?
It's $25.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But, again, if a clinician wants to get into it, or a lab, like yesterday, he had a guy that said, God, I really like this printer. I'd like to buy it, but I don't want to pay for the software. I said, you don't have to. So a lab, you can buy your order forms, and you can send in, and I want this full upper lower, and they'll send you back a design. Now,
I don't know who came up with that. That's genius.
Are you able to tweak the denture designs with order form?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, you can tweak them. You can't totally redesign it, but you can tweak them. And for me, I think they're pretty close. And I always get in there and tweak everything. I have to just get up and walk away because I'm always messing with whatever I do. It's not good enough. I look at that's beautiful. I take a picture. No, I didn't see that.
That's why I can't design single units. I will never stop.
Yeah, I just get up and walk away at some point.
You have to.
Yeah. So it's going to allow this guy to buy a printer. He can buy a different kind of wash. He's got the lab in his house. There are no odors. People used to walk into my laboratory. Oh, my God, the monomer. I said, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
what smell?
You're dead to it.
And you can't even smell it, which is scary.
Yeah. And if you can smell it, it's in your body, and it's loaded. I'm really lucky.
News.
I had cancer in my right kidney, and luckily they got it, and I'm fine.
Good.
Luckily.
Yeah.
But now I keep checking, because monomer is like one of the most toxic things on this planet.
Big time.
But when people walk into my condo, because I've had people come over and say, come on over, I got 3 different printers, take a look at them, and I'll print something on all of them. And they say, is there any odor? I said, do you smell anything? No. So there you go. The only thing they would smell is the alcohol. And I don't use alcohol anymore.
Nice.
Yeah.
So they don't smell anything, which is really nice. So in my office, I've got, if you walk in, and I've got a cart right here that is all the stuff that I use, little tools and all the resins and everything. I've got 2 big monitors, 29-inch monitors over here. I have 2 big ones over here. I have exocad over here, and I have my 3-shape over here. I do most of my stuff on 3-shape.
But you only have one client, you said, and you don't even like that. So you just, what do? Just
I do a lot of R&D.
Trial and error, and
he plays around.
Like when you say R&D, do the companies ask you, "Hey, I want you to focus on this"?
Yeah, like Dreve sent me some files, and they said, "Well, will you print these up and let me know what you think?" It was Crown and Bridge. Actually, it was my mouth because I scanned it.
Oh, cool.
I have a Medit 900, so I scanned it, and they said, "Well, will you do those? Because we want to find out if the die was only an onlay in the back, if the die fits in the model." So I said, "Yeah, I would love to find out if the die fits the model."
Yeah.
Because on Facebook I see some of these people are so talented. They get all these big cases and stuff, and it's like, how are they doing that? So I printed it up, and in 3-shape, you have when you set it up, you got the die, and it prints every, it has all the files. So I printed them up, and I cleaned everything up really well, and I put it in.
Without alcohol.
Without alcohol.
That's cool.
Yeah, I don't use alcohol anymore. And I think at that point I was using a combination of Dreve and Harvest and even Patent. I have them all in this thing.
All mixed together?
I'm sorry, guys. I love all your companies. So what do you want me to do? I love them all. Because I was running out of one, I needed more. Yeah. Finally got it to the top of the line, and it was a combination of all three.
So you can just add them all, and they're all.
It's probably not recommended.
It was just like
properties
what is
like
Neapolitan.
Yeah.
Neapolitan.
It's a suicide, like the old sodas we used to get every flavor.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I still do that. What are you talking about? My son would go into a 7-Eleven when he was. I took him for boxing lessons.
Yeah.
His quarterback coach thought boxing lessons would be great for the footwork, because he was 6 foot at the time in high school. When he was a junior, I got to brag a little bit. He was a starting quarterback from sophomore on. He only lost 2 regular season games in 4 years as starting quarterback.
Wow.
Can you believe that? So he took him for boxing lessons. At the end of
what was the reason for that?
Footwork.
Just got to ask.
Footwork.
Okay,
for footwork, for a quarterback, footwork. So by the end of his 1 hour lesson with this guy, I got to give you out a shout, Ray. Franklin Street Boxing. Ray's an unbelievable coach. Brian's arms would be like this. So we would
just
go
just
hanging there.
Yeah.
We would go next door to get to the 7-Eleven to have the big Slurpees.
Yeah.
And he would say, okay, first put in the blue. Now put in the Coke. Now put in the cherry.
Yep.
Neapolitan. And I'd have to carry it to the car.
Because he couldn't lift his arms?
He couldn't lift his arms.
Why? Because he was so tired?
From the boxing and, stuff like that. And his arms were just hanging there. What were we on? Oh, the Neapolitan of the...
All of the different materials. You just threw them all in up to the top.
Yeah, and it worked. So the die, it needed one tiny little adjustment. And I think that was like a connector was holding it up at the end. So I just buzzed that off, and it slipped right down. And I'm like, wow, this is like really incredible. Now I know why all these guys are going crazy, thinking how much they love this stuff, right? So for a small laboratory to go digital, I think it's advantageous because they can have someone else do the design, get it back the next day. And when you think about it, you're both lab technicians. The case comes in. You might have to put a base on the model because doggone well that doctor can't put a base on a model to save a life.
No, they never do.
Or you have to pour the impression. Then you got to trim it. Then you got to mount it if it's gone that far.
Yep.
Then you have to put a base on it. Then you have to set your teeth. And all that's done for you overnight. And then if you like it, you just send it to the printer. And you've got, you'll usually get 2 different vats, one for your tooth colored and one for your denture base.
Yeah.
And that's it. Now the Dreve also has a heated vat, which is pretty.
What does that do?
It keeps the material at the optimum temperature. So what I do is I have a Frozen makes a really great one, a resin mixer. Not only it tumbles it, but it wobbles it like this. I just bought a cheap one on Amazon. It was like $65. You put it in there, you turn it on. I put it on high, and it heats up the bottle at the same time. And then you pour it into the heated vat, and it stays at the optimum temperature for the whole print.
And what's the benefit of that if it's not at optimal temperature?
It'll be thicker, and it might not stick to the build plate. It might stick to the bottom.
Yeah, I think every resin's got a different temperature. I mean, I use a lot of sprint rays in offices, and when you're going to print a full arch, if you don't preheat, you're adding like 15 minutes to that print because the build plate goes down, and then it has to heat it up. I don't know.
And sometimes you hear a boing where it's pulling on the resin on the FEP screen. Don't ask me what FEP stands for.
So do you have to redo it if that happens?
Yeah, if it sticks to the FEP screen, you got to redo the whole print.
But most printers won't let you do it until it's at temperature. It won't be like, I don't know, maybe some of them.
No, it'll even the Dreve, the heated vat.
Yeah.
Even with that, you put your material in. It'll print when you say print.
Oh, it will let you override that heat. Interesting.
Yeah. You just print and it goes to print.
Yeah.
Now, last week I had my the Sonic Frozen XL Plus, And this side printed. I was doing teeth for the course. I had 12 people, so I was making 12 dentures. This side of the FEP printed, of the plate. This side didn't. It's like, what the hell? So I did it again, but I moved this side of the teeth to this side, so I had all the teeth.
Yeah.
You know, at least 5 sets of teeth, and I'm like, why is that?
That's where the R&D comes in.
So I'm yeah, this shows you where I'm at. I'm laying in bed this morning. I'm like, oh, I got it.
You're kidding me.
Oh, you know, I got it. When you should always calibrate your printer every week. Or if you're doing a lot of printing, like some labs do it every day.
Yeah.
The problem was I calibrated it, and then when you're taking when you're chiseling off of the build plate, I have it laying on the knobs, and it's doing this because I'm banging, and the screws are tight, but it's still, you know, it's just because something's screwed together doesn't mean it's going to hold it. And that's what happened because it did it evenly because as it's on an angle, the knobs are pushing down like that.
Interesting. And that came to you this morning.
I'm laying in bed this morning thinking, that's it. Out of the clear blue, that's it. I have to recalibrate.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
You might be a dental person.
Kind of hope not. But I've been we were talking about
so
45
the reason
years.
that we wanted to talk to you also is you announced that this is your 45-year CDT anniversary?
Yep.
Congratulations.
In September, I had no idea. I wasn't even counting the years.
Yeah.
I know some people get off on that. I wasn't even counting the years. And I got this envelope in the mail, and I'm thinking, oh, National Board. Did I pay my license fee? First thing came to my mind.
Yeah. Am I in trouble?
Yeah, so wait a minute. No, I did pay it. I opened the envelope, and there's a card, and it had this little pin on it. I said, what the hell is this? And it said, congratulations on your 45 years as a CDT. And I don't wear it because I'm afraid of losing it.
That's wonderful.
I don't know if they'd send me another one or not, but I have it on my light in my office. It's sitting right there in the corner, and I look at it every morning.
Nice.
But it's meaningful for you. Can tell us why? You know, we're advocates for certification.
I am
and I would
too.
love our listeners to hear, after 45 years, why is it so meaningful still for you?
Well, as a CDT, you get to see a lot of different things that people that are not CDTs don't get to see. I remember taking my certification test at Triton College, and that's where I went. You had to bring in your bench. You had to bring your whole lab.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I did really, really well. Not that I'm bragging, but one of the proctors told me that I was only the second one to receive that he knew of to receive a perfect score in dentures.
Wow.
And the other guy was like in the military.
Yeah.
If you go out of the military, they get unbelievable training there.
Sure, yeah.
So I felt really proud of that because I didn't do well in school. I flunked third grade because I was always in trouble. I didn't really care about school. But something hit me when I was at Triton College that I remember there was a bubble. Simple, stupid thing. There's a bubble in the model I poured. And I'm like, I'm not going to report this because the teacher wanted me to report it. As a matter of fact, this is really cool. I got to thank my denture and crown and bridge instructor 3 weeks ago. I hunted his name down. I haven't talked to him since I graduated.
Wow.
And he's still
47
around,
years ago. Al McKinner. Al, if you're listening to this, and Al Bly, too, my best buddy, I hunted him down. This is what he did to me in school. There's a rumor going around that he threw his sister out of school. She was in school. And I'm here to tell everybody that's true because she sat next to me.
Was she no good?
He just said she wasn't any good. I can tell she wasn't any good.
Yeah.
This is not your. This isn't your cup of tea.
Yeah, he said she just doesn't have the
else.
hands. She was a mess, but nice person. So the day before we were supposed to turn in our crown and bridge model, and Bill Mrazek, Jesse Bredett, and Paul Nadeau, they're in class with me. I'm still in touch with those guys to this day. I would copy from Bill. Well, Jesse would copy from Bill, Paul would copy from Jesse, and I would copy from Paul. So, and Bill was oblivious to this. He's such a great guy. So I figured, hey, I'm ahead. All my stuff was done. You had a 3-unit bridge, a 4-unit bridge. You had a couple onlays, an inlay, and you had to solder on a 4-unit bridge, a 5th unit. So you guys all took it. So I go to turn it in, and I tripped on my mat, and I dropped it and broke it.
Oh.
Come on.
I did. So I brought it up to Mr. McKinner, and I said, hey, Mr. McKinner, I dropped it, but if all I have to do is just re-pour it, and I can turn everything in tomorrow. He said, what? And he put his glasses down. He used to do that when you're in trouble. He put his glasses down. I'm like, oh, shit. And he said, Collis, you know what they call this in the business? I said, no. He said, it's called a remake. So I went home that night. On the way home, I bought a Bic lighter with a bunch of butane, and I sat at my desk and I waxed everything up. Before I left, I re-articulated the models and everything. I poured everything up. I waxed everything up. I sat up all night long. I got into school like 5 o'clock in the morning. I talked to the janitor. He let me into the room. I turned on all the ovens. And that's back when we used the hygroscopic method. Do you guys remember that?
I know the name, but I don't remember.
Hygroscopic is when you invest it and you put it in a warm water bath under the water, and you wait for it to set up. No one ever heard of that before, right? So then I took all my rings out. I cast them all up, and I finished them all, and I put them on the model, and I did not have time to put on. This is another thing. Have you ever heard of pyroplast?
Pyroplast, no.
Pyroplast was like one of the first things they did for facings.
Oh.
It was a material, you painted something on the metal for opaque.
Yeah.
Then you would mix it up, and you would put it in there, and it was like a putty liquid. You would try to put in your anatomy, and then you would boil it for 20 minutes.
Oh,
not under pressure, but a pair of hemostats on, and yes, I like hemostats.
I do too.
That's a call out to somebody. You probably know. And you boil it, and you finish it. So I didn't get a chance to finish them. So I went up, and I said, here you go. And he goes, Collis, he puts his glasses down again. Where's your other models? So I brought all the other models over there, and I brought the sprues, and I told him exactly what I did. He passed me with a C. And I hadn't seen him since. So I called him up 2 weeks ago because Al Bly, one of the really great
Why did he pass you with a C? Was he just being a D?
Yeah,
you know what I meant.
Absolutely. But that was
so stupid.
But that was Mr. McKinner. And Al Bly, who is one of the top removable technicians, I can't believe he's like 80 years old now. He's running around like a 50-year-old. What a great guy. And Al and Al, there's two L's, they're good friends. They talk all the time. So he gave me Mr. McKinner's number. So I called him up 3 weeks later. I said, Mr. McKinner, you probably don't remember me. I was in one of your classes, and you did something to me that I tell everybody about. And he's thinking I'm going to start complaining to me.
Yeah.
And I said, you made me the technician I am today. And I went on and told him the articles.
Yeah.
I've traveled and all this stuff. And I said, it's all because of you, and it's all because of Wayne Zara Sr. You all know Wayne Zara.
Yep.
Wayne Zara Sr. and Al were my teachers.
Wow.
And I got a chance to thank them both for teaching me, which a lot of people don't. I thanked Wayne Zara, and he passed recently, Wayne Zara Sr., and I talked to Al 3 weeks ago, and I told him the whole story, and then he remembered me. So I loved you, Al. And
I love it. Yeah, it's good stuff, Jim.
Yeah, so, after 45 years, I remember the first time I sat down on my first job, it was at Major Monroe, and they gave me this denture I'd never seen before. So I was trying to fix it, and the old man came over.
Wow.
And he slapped me on the side of the head. He said,
back in the
use
day.
your head. I started thinking about it. So I started cutting in slots in it. It was a Vulcanite denture.
Oh, wow. So it's just rubber-based.
A Vulcanite. What is that?
Tire rubber.
Yeah. It was
Oh
made
my
by
God.
Goodyear.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Yeah, how do you know that?
I don't know because I'm fascinated with the fact that they did this, thinking it was a good idea. Because day one, fit amazing. Day 3, soaked up everything in the mouth.
Yeah. But people were wearing them for like 15, 20 years.
Yeah, they were not good.
Because, they would adapt to the mouth, but they would soak everything up. But people,
Yummy.
Yeah, but people liked them, and
they fit great.
They did fit, but nothing would stick to them. You had to use porcelain teeth because you couldn't put Diatorics in a plastic tooth good enough to hold them.
Learn something every day. Thanks for this podcast. Wow.
Yeah. So, and I was the guy in the lab to fix those because I figured that you had to use porcelain teeth and you had to put slots in, and nobody else figured that.
Yeah.
So I was the guy to fix.
in.
Yeah. So I fixed all the Vulcanite dentures that were coming in. It was a big lab. They didn't have a lot, but I had a couple a week.
Yeah. That's insane.
So I remember Vulcanite dentures, and then all the way now to photogrammetry. And years ago, if you would have told me when I was sitting in that lab doing simple repairs, if you would have told me that they're going to be scanning in the mouth or scanning on a model and putting it in the software, designing it in a 3D printer, I said, you're out of your mind. When you come up with this crap?
Yeah.
But that's what it is. So all these years I've been through, when they were first putting implants in, they were forks that they were pounding into the ridges. And they were just little knobs coming up.
Transmandibular.
Yep.
Through the lower,
they would open up the tissue.
Oh,
We'd make that.
I just restored one the day I left to come to this show.
Really?
Yeah, we put new hater clips in one.
How old are you?
47.
Oh, my God, you're a baby. I'm not going to ask you because you look like you're 27.
Well, he's pretty damn smart he knows the photogrammetry and the implants.
Yeah.
He specializes in his thing, and I specialize in mine, and so we both know a little bit of everything.
Well, I couldn't tell you the hue of a tooth to save my life, but I can
how
name
big
it
is your
anyway.
lab?
Right now, I think there's like 60 techs.
Wow, and how about
maybe
you?
less.
What, how many techs?
Well, he's with Derby.
I'm with
so they're
Derby.
big.
I'm told there's 80, but I don't see 80 when I walk in there.
Okay.
I would say less than 60 at this point, but we do a lot of.
Yeah, two great labs. Labs.
Yeah.
I have to give myself a shout out. I opened up a website called Collis Dental Consulting.
Okay.
.com. For you. And I've been wanting to do it forever because I've been doing so much consulting, but I figured I might as well just make it official.
Sure.
And I'm pretty proud of it.
So you're not bored?
Yeah, I'm not bored. I tried sitting in the pool because I got into the car accident, broke this, broke that, herniated 3 discs. So I sat in the pool for 2 years and just got totally dark. And
what do you mean?
I sat in the pool and
so
just in the sun.
Like,
That's all I did with the older guys.
Okay.
Carl is 80, Al's 75. Carl's wife is 80.
So you were the young one at the pool.
And there's one younger guy in the pool, and that's Russell.
Yeah.
Russell and his wife. But it's a regular clique, And so I brought my laptop down there, and I started writing books. So I wrote one book called Nail the Interview. It's how to go through interviews, and I think it's a pretty good book, and it's on Amazon. And then I wrote another book. It's a murder mystery. I'm not going to tell you about it. I don't know what side of the fence you're on.
Murder mystery.
So I'm not going to tell you.
What do you mean on that? I'm against murder. What sort of fence are we on? Is that on Amazon?
Yes, that's on Amazon.
All right, we'll find it.
It's by Anonymous. It's by Anonymous.
Oh, well then we'll never know.
Just type in.
Yeah, you can't type in your name.
No.
Off the record, tell me later.
I'll tell you off the record. Yeah. Then you can announce it later. I don't care. I guess I'm to that point now. I just don't care. Yeah. I just want to do what I want to do.
Well, you seem happy, full of energy, full of life, totally jamming on it still, passionate.
I'm not an infomercial.
Yep.
I'll sit down with people one-on-one or in a group session or 300 when I was lecturing in Utah. 2 days I did 2 3 hour. I did a 3-hour hands-on in the afternoon, a 4-hour hands-on in the afternoon. In the mornings, they did 2 2-hour lectures.
Yeah.
I was
just keep on going.
I was spent.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Spent.
Mentally.
Yeah, but I love those guys out in Utah.
Lay it all out.
I taught them at Northwestern, and Jody and Gerald Bozeman, and Gerald opened up a huge practice. It's sit right there in the mountains, and you can see all the mountains all over, and then the flat on the west side. And he sold the practice to his son, and I taught him at Northwestern when I was 20 years old. Then I went out there to teach his son.
Cool.
So
awesome.
You
full
talk
circle.
about
all
full
the
circle.
generations.
Oh man.
Full circle.
Yeah, but you know what? I just love what I do. I'm not an infomercial.
Yep.
I just do what I do. I like to do it. I love it. And Steve Kirsheimer, a friend of mine that used to work with Dentsply many years ago, I was shocked when he told me he was 70 years old. I was shocked. And I said, "You going to retire?" He said, "No, I'm having too much fun."
Yeah.
He says, "I'll retire when I'm not having any fun."
Yep.
About 3 or 4 years later, he came in the lab one day and said, "I'm retiring." "You're not having any fun anymore." "I'm not having any fun anymore." So that was it.
Yeah.
You know.
But gotta know when to fold them.
But he's been in the business for years. Yeah. So I've seen so much. I've even lived through the Jackson magnet era, where he had magnets, and then Preet had magnets.
Yeah.
The Preet magnets were better because they were totally encapsulated. The Jackson magnets,
they were smooth.
You can see the laminate.
Yeah.
And after a couple months, the laminate would disintegrate. So you had to redo them. He was kind of an amazing guy. He survived the plane crash. He was a pilot.
Wow.
And he survived. He crashed his plane. He walked away. He's a good guy. He was an amazing man. Yeah, we've been a lot of amazing.
Well, Jim, you've seen it all, man.
I know.
Vulcanite to photogrammetry.
But there's still.
Right.
I wrote that article, 45 years from Vulcanite to photogrammetry.
Wait a minute. Did you really name an article that?
Yeah.
And I just said that?
Yeah.
That's weird.
I
didn't know you wrote it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was
say?
From Vulcanite to photogrammetry, and then the name of his article, which I didn't know the name of, was Vulcanite.
Torrey Palmieri, Spectrum Publishing Company, published that article 3 or 4 months ago.
Nice. Maybe I did see it subconsciously.
I think you have a magic marketing.
Yeah, it was Jim Collis, 45 years from Vulcanite to photogrammetry.
Maybe I did see it.
It's also on my website.
Nice.
On the second page on the About.
You're a Vulcanite, so, you know.
I am a Vulcanite.
That's where you pulled that from.
I'm a Vulcanite,
Isn't that Star Trek?
man.
That's Vulcans.
You're a Vulcan.
Same thing.
You're a Vulcan.
You're such a
are you a Trekkie?
I am a
Yes,
Trekkie.
Are you really? I
huge.
can't
He came to Tampa and he bought all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
I found a toy store and spent way too much money.
I didn't know that about him, and now
Really?
I do. So, yeah, Vulcanite, Vulcan, you know.
That
was close.
I
can't do that either, but neither can William Shatner. So
yeah,
that's
he
true.
had to tape them together to do it.
Did you ever see that TV show with William Shatner, Henry Winkler, George Foreman, and what's his name? The guy we're just talking about.
Leonard Nimoy.
No. It was Terry Bradshaw.
Oh,
they took these 4 guys. Wasn't that amazing?
It was hilarious.
And you know what? William Shatner plays a really good
Terry
asshole.
Bradshaw is funny as
And
hell,
Perry
too.
Bradshaw is the loudmouth. George Foreman was like the common sense guy looking at these two.
When was this show on, in the 80s or something?
No, this is a couple of years, maybe 4 years ago.
Oh, really?
It was a movie for whatever reason.
No, it was every week. What they did is they took these 4 guys, 4 totally different personalities.
Oh my
and they
God,
took them to China. Then they took them to Thailand. They took them to India.
What a weird group. Yeah.
Yes, and Henry Winkler was like the nicest guy.
Yeah.
And I would love to meet him. And then Terry Bradshaw is the loudmouth. George Foreman is kind of the nice guy, but don't mess with him.
Yeah.
And William Shatner is the real cocky guy to be looking at everybody.
Super cocky.
But you know what? I used to hate that guy. He's kind of funny. I like him.
Who, Shatner?
Yeah, I like him.
I've met him a few times in real life.
Really?
He's very standoffish. He's very,
probably. But he's funny. He's a funny guy.
Yeah.
And George Foreman is just...
George Foreman's George Foreman.
Yeah.
This might be a record for the most off-the-wall topic in our podcast.
I know. Isn't that crazy? I know.
Let's bring it full circle.
How did we do this?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations,
Hey,
Jim,
listen,
on
guys.
your
Thank
45
you so
years.
much. I was really looking forward to
having
seeing
you on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to get down
again.
here yesterday, but I had to set up my course, and then by the time I got done with it.
Yeah.
And then we went to dinner last night at Ferrari's. It's an Italian restaurant.
And it was wonderful, I'm sure.
The second time I've been there, and I was there 7 years ago, and the owner recognized me.
Oh, that's
Because
cool.
we had such a great time that night, and this time we brought 8 people.
Nice.
Cool.
So and he's 80 years old. He still came over to the table, and he was cooking up flaming stuff. I videotaped it all. It was a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Hey, guys,
Enjoy the
thank
rest
you
of
so
the
much.
Yeah,
meeting.
we'll see ya.
Definitely will.
Yeah.
We got to get Marlon over here.
I know, we are.
Yep.
And we want to get a picture, too. So maybe when she's off the phone, she can take a picture.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A big thanks to Jason and Jim for sitting down with us at the 2026 DLAT or DLAT show. It's really great talking to people from the ortho industry, and this is a great show to do it all. So guys, be sure to check out orthootlawmerch.com, which I already bought 2 shirts, to see how cool the Clyde logo is and to get yourself some gear. And it's always great to catch up with Jim and hear what he's up to and the things that he learned in the past that are still relevant today. So thanks again to the DLAT board for making these conversations with Voices from the Bench possible. Elvis and I could not be more grateful.
All right, everybody. That's all we got for you. And, of course, we'll talk to you next week.
Have a good one.
Bye. I am awake and conscious. All right. The views and opinions expressed on the Voices from the Bench podcast are those of the guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the host or Voices from the Bench, LLC.